Hey, how's everybody doing? Okay, so I'm back. The phone has been ringing, but I still need to have this little snack, so I'm gonna have the snack while I talk to you about a couple of things. I'm gonna tell y'all right now that this one is probably gonna be a long one, or maybe not. But as I put in my last post, beware of the green-eyed, what did I say? The green-eyed hater who hides his tail. Or did I say the green-eyed haters who hide their tail? Yes, you gotta beware of the hater, because elevation apparently, not apparently, it's a fact in my book. It gives off the scent that attracts the hater, right? And the hater will never admit that they are the hater. So this morning I was met with some strong hater energy. When I say strong, I mean frontline hater. And I'm like, I'm enjoying myself. I got my little routine. Dropped my daughter off at the daycare. I turned my music on. I'm in the vibe. Got my pre-workout on board. And I'm just feeling good, okay? On my way to get a workout so I can talk about this person, because this person is not my client, and honestly speaking probably never will be my client, because this was a frontline hater, y'all, on the front line, leading the line of haters, okay? And so I'm about to get my workout in. I don't even care about giving out any identifiers because this is not my client. I'm checking in. And this person says, oh, I want to ask you. So this man, I want to ask you, so you have holistic nurse on your truck, right? And I'm like, yes, sir. Because I'm all about it. I'll talk to you if you talk to me. But honestly, I just want to go do my workout. I really just want to get it done, what I'm trying to get done. But okay, let's talk. And so he says, so how does that work? What exactly is that? And I said, okay, I'm a holistic nurse. I have a practice out in Loganville. I do holistic. Before I could even get done explaining what I do, he's like, so how does that work? How can you have a practice as a nurse? How can a nurse have a practice? Are you saying that a doctor is in charge of your practice? And then something along the lines, we gonna paraphrase, okay? A doctor, you bring doctors in and they run your practice, and then that's how you calling it your practice, because how can a nurse have a practice? And I was like, nurses can have practices. And he says, well, are you a PA or a nurse practitioner? Like, what are you doing? How can you have a practice as a nurse? So I said, no, I'm a registered nurse, and I have my practice out in Loganville, right outside Atlanta, where I work with people, okay, for holistic healing, holistic wellness. And he says, well, that just doesn't make sense that you're a nurse, but you can have your own practice. So it sounds like you have a doctor come in from time to time to oversee what you're doing. I said, no, I don't need a doctor to oversee my practice. Nurses can have practices as long as what they're doing is in the scope of practice for a nurse. So he's like, so what exactly are you doing? I said, okay, so let me tell you this. A nurse, I said, obviously you're some type of healthcare professional. Sounds like you might be a doctor, or maybe you are the PA or the nurse practitioner. It sounds like you're on that side of things. I said, but your thinking is very Western medicine. I said, what I do is a combination of Western medicine and Eastern medicine, and you're stuck on the Western medicine thinking. So somebody like you, I'm just going to assume that you're some type of doctor or provider. you would give the patient a medicine and say, okay, here, take this medicine. Patient's gonna take it because they have no, they don't have any understanding of their health and how to take care of themselves. So you're the professional and you tell them to take it, they're gonna take it. You tell them to do this as the doctor or the provider, they're going to do it. I said, that's not really helping the patient. So what I do is help the patient to understand healthcare, the education piece. A nurse does not need a doctor to tell her how to educate a patient or a client. I said, as a nurse with my practice, I don't need a doctor to tell me how to tell a client how to take care of themselves, mind, body, spirit. I don't need a doctor to tell me how to help people heal themselves. So he was like, oh, okay, so that's what you're doing. Oh, okay, so that type of thing. So you're really not doing anything. You know, you can't write medicines because you're just a nurse. You can't, you know, what did he say? You can't diagnose or give recommendations as a nurse, right? You can't. So what exactly are you doing? I was like, no. Even if somebody is a doctor, no. I said, even you, I don't know what you are because you won't tell me. He wouldn't tell me. And that's part of what I'm saying. The green-eyed monster, the green-eyed hater who hides their tail. I had a feeling that he was some type of healthcare, but then again, probably not, because if you're a physician, you're going to tell me, hey, I'm a physician. I'm interested in what you're talking about, what you got going on over there. If you're not a physician, but you're just a nosy person trying to be a hater and cut somebody down, then you're going to hide your tail and just be that hater, acting like an inquisitive person, an inquisitive potential client, or an inquisitive citizen, but you're not inquisitive, you're a hater, okay? So he would not tell me what he did while he's asking me all these questions. So I started to realize that he probably was not a physician, but I still talked to him that way. I'm like, so you, even as a provider, should not be doing what somebody tells you to do simply because they told you to do it. So that's not what patients should do. Listen to you and do what you tell them to do because you prescribe something. I said, that's where I come in with my holistic work. So not only am I a registered nurse, but I also do the Eastern medicine work. And he was like, so how are you getting paid? Like, is a doctor paying you to do this work for him? I said, again, this is my practice. I said, I can collaborate and partner with doctors. A lot of people do call me to collaborate. I said, but this is my holistic wellness practice where I can decide if I want to collaborate with other practitioners. Nobody is overseeing me to tell me what to do with my clients. And he was like, so what is it? How are you getting paid? I was like, well, it's self-pay. Oh, okay. Because insurance certainly wouldn't cover that. I said, wait a minute, insurance does actually. Insurance does not cover a lot of holistic work, but insurance does cover what I do. I do a service called Reiki. I said, insurance covers it in certain cases. I said, also, I'm a licensed massage therapist. I said, but nurse first. Always a nurse first. But insurance covers massage therapy. I said, as well as wellness coaching. He's talking about, how does that... And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, because they are pushing wellness coaching on everybody. They are pushing that, so I can see, okay, yeah, wellness coaching will be covered. Okay, so I see you, hustler. I'm like, no, I'm not a hustler. This is my practice. I'm educated and I'm doing evidence-based practice. I'm also a certified nurse case manager, so I can explain to my clients why what we're doing is helping to calm their nervous system, to help them to get to that place of balance and that place of healing and understanding of their own health. And it's all prevention. I don't even know why I'm having this conversation with this person, but I'm like, this is good. Because a lot of people have these questions. A lot of people want to shoot the hater darts at you. And if you don't have your understanding of what you do, that will be the day that you will walk off crying, feeling like, I thought this was my purpose, but now I feel all broken because I couldn't explain to Mr. Hater what I do. But baby, I've been doing this. This is year 5. This will be year 5 in business. I know this. I know this. And it ain't even about me knowing it. This is my passion. This is my purpose. This is my heart-centered, divine purpose work. So you cannot come to me with the, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to you, sir, because you need this type of work, because that energy is something going on. That's that hater energy. So he went on to say they not gonna cover it, and I was like, they will cover it. I said, before I opened my practice, I worked for an insurance company, health insurance company, so I understand that side of things and how it works. I understand HCPCS codes and CPT codes and all of the codes that you would use to file the claim. I said, but I don't go that route because it's too complicated and it's too time consuming and I need to do the work. And he was like, oh yeah, because that's a lot to actually get it covered by insurance. I know that side of things. I could tell he didn't know what he was talking about, but okay. And I said, so I understand that side of things, but that's not how I want to do it because they make it complicated with holistic work. So no, I am self-paid. And he was like, oh, okay, so just word of mouth, okay. A whole bunch of just. And I'm sitting here thinking like, Lord, what I do to drop this hater in my lane this morning? Like, I'm trying to get my workout in. I'm trying to do what I do because y'all know I'm always running late. I got a little hour to get this in, a little hour and a half barely. And he done took about 15, 20 minutes of it. So I'm like, what I do to drop this hater in my lane? And then it's always, the answer is always, when you are elevating, because y'all, there's a lot of motion over here. A lot of new things are happening. A lot of new blessings. A lot of new people are hearing about these services and implementing things based on my recommendations, or asking me to come speak, or asking me to do these classes that I do. And it's such a blessing for this motion, this solidarity in this type of work. And so I was like, how did this happen where Mr. Green energy, and I'm not talking heart chakra, Mr. Green Eye Monster energy get all in my face? And I'm like, it's elevation. Elevation will do that, y'all. Anytime you are elevating, you will be met by the hater. The whole line of them, okay? And it starts with this frontline hater. This person who disguises themselves as just being inquisitive. Oh, I just want to know. But you immediately have to recognize and pick up on the fact that this is not a client. I should not waste my energy. And I'm going to tell y'all why I wasted my energy explaining. Because it should have been, go to nursed.com and you will learn more. But I'm going to tell you why I wasted my energy. But you have to have discernment. And you have to know how to protect yourself too. Because I still did my workout. I was still happy and everything. But part of me in the past would have been like, I'm just trying to help people. And here he goes trying to cut me down and say that I'm not doing anything. It ain't hit like that, y'all. It hit like, let me read you right fast so you can get out of my face and let you know that this is not, I'm the real deal. The work is the real deal. All of us are the real deal over here. Okay? Ain't nobody playing. And so it hit like that. So it was empowering to meet that green-eyed hater energy and let him know, hey, this is what I do. This is what my clients receive from it. This is the effects. And this is evidence-based practice, because everybody knows that when the nervous system is relaxed, the immune system works better. You heal. Your mental health is better. Everything is better when you are in a state of balance. So that cannot be debated. So, you know, it felt good to like know that I know what I know, and I didn't feel what I might have felt in year one. Like I'm tired of people telling me I'm not a nurse, because I meant that so much in the beginning. You're not a real nurse. Now Everybody's learning about the Holistic Nurses Association, and we're going to be a chapter right here, and we are going to meet right here. So it's major things going on, y'all. And I was just so not even proud, because it's not a reason to be proud. It's just the fact that it's confirmation that you are in alignment when these type of things happen. So it was confirmation that no, this is needed. This is needed, one, to educate, because the more me's that come out here and do this type of work, the more you will have, the less you will have hims trying to say that the only way for healthcare is a doctor telling people what to do. And I told him I am not against Western medicine. When I talk about Western medicine, I am not against it. I am not the one who's going to tell you, oh, don't do what that doctor said do. Oh, don't take your blood pressure medicine. No, Nurse D is going to tell you, take your pills, take your medicine, check your blood pressure, do all of that. But at the same time, you got to understand the mind, body, spirit connection in order to bring balance to that situation. In order for that pill to be truly therapeutic, you need to understand what else you should be doing for your body. Instead of simply what the doctor told you to take, you need to take care of yourself and not just take stuff. Okay, so it was annoying, to say the least, but you know, I'm very professional when I'm talking about my business, because this is major and we need those type of questions. So when I get those type of questions, there's no anger. There might be some annoyance afterwards, like, who do you think he is? Who did he think I was? But during it, no, it's like educating a patient. It's like educating someone who's ignorant to what I do. And I take that very seriously. And I talk very compassionately, because I understand that he just don't know, poor thing. Just don't know. And just think he know and don't know. So conversation was long, y'all. There was so much that was said that was complete trying to tear my practice apart and what I do. Even when I said I do Eastern, excuse me. I've been eating this granola bar. It's getting stuck. But even when I said I do Eastern medicine, he was like, have you been trained? Excuse me. Some don't want me to finish telling y'all the story, but we gonna get this out. He was like, have you been trained? Like, have you been trained in Eastern medicine, Buddhism, and all that type of healing, since you say that's what you do? I'm like, man, usually your frontline header was stand down. This man did not stand down. And so he was like, have you been trained? Like, have you gone overseas and received some training for this Eastern medicine you're talking about? I said, actually, before I opened my practice, I did some mission work overseas. So yes, I did go overseas and do work. He's like, oh. Just, he cannot release his hater energy. And that is just wild to me. But trying to disguise it as just being inquisitive. Every time I answer a question and I'm like, actually, I have training in this. Actually, I'm certified in this. Fist pump. Oh, yeah, you own it. Oh, okay, hustler. I am not a hustler. Everybody knows I hate that phrase of being a hustler. There is no getting over. I am not creating anything. I am not scamming anything. I am not hustling anything. We are using ancestral knowledge that we all have, okay? So when you tap into this type of work, this is the work of the ancestors. This is the work of the energy that flows through us. There's no hustling going on. So people have recognized that this is real work, okay? And so I am not upset about these type of conversations, because there's opportunity is the word. There's opportunity to reach a different crevice of the people. There's opportunity to reach those who are looking for something that they didn't know that they were missing. There's opportunity to help others find themselves and to find their way. It's opportunity, and anytime opportunity knocks, it's a good thing. So overall, I was like, ooh, we about to fly high, because that's what happens when you get hit with hater energy. It means that you're flying high and some trying to pull on your tail and pull you down. And so it was just confirmation today that we're going to go further and further and further. I'm trying to make sure I hit on all the points that he was saying that was really like could potentially trigger somebody. Because I know a lot of people who follow me, they're in this type of work too. So I need you to hear these questions, and I need you to hear these answers that I gave him. And I need you to understand that when you get hit with somebody, asking you why you do what you do and how are you able to do it, you need to be able to answer. But understand that you don't have to answer. You do not have to answer. You can tell him to get on and go to your website. But for me, it's healing. I think that's the word that I want to use. Yeah, it's healing for me, because it has certainly been a journey, and I recognize where I've come from. No tears, no heartache, no hit in the chest when somebody comes at me like that. It's no, put them shoulders back, and show them that what you're doing is actually making a difference. You don't tuck your tail and cry like you used to do. I'm just trying to help. I think that people need this. No, it ain't I think that people need this. I know that people need this. Okay? And again, if you are a nurse, you can have your own practice. I was telling him, because he started talking about some other lady, saying, well, she thought she was going to have a practice and she doesn't know this and that. And I'm like, he really just running around being a green-eyed monster with an alligator tail, just messing with everybody. And talking about, I told her what she gonna do. She doesn't know ins and outs like you. No, you was gonna be walking around here telling people that Nurse D don't know nothing, and that Nurse D, but Nurse D lets you know. So now you want to talk about another lady. But what I told him is, no, we're not gonna talk about her. Tell her she need to come see me. She need to come see me. I said, because for somebody like you, when you have all these questions about what I'm doing and how I'm doing the work that I do and how I'm getting clients and all of that, and I said, no, it's not just word of mouth. I do a lot of marketing. I said, if you saw my truck like you said you did, you see that I'm Nurse D. I talk about this stuff a lot, all over the place. I said, so no, it's not, oh, it's just word of mouth, how you get your people. The brother, something was wrong with him. But anyway, I told him she should come see me. I said, because even you, somebody like you who has all these questions or who is starting to have wanting to start a holistic practice. I do holistic work, holistic nursing, where I'm working with the client, but I'm also working with other business owners who are trying to open a holistic practice or trying to understand the ins and outs of how this works. I said, so she needs to come see me, and somebody like you would be my client too. I said, because if you have all these questions about how this works, obviously you're thinking about how can it be done. I said, so yes, I have therapists who are my clients, doctors, engineers, nurses, usually a professional who's like, how are you a registered nurse working and doing exactly what you love to do? How can I do that? I said, so I think that's your question as well. And that would be my client, and I would coach that particular person, whether it's a doctor or, whoever it is. But no, I don't need anybody to run my practice for me. And he was like, okay then. And then he just walked off, and I'm like, walked off with a fist pump. It was all cordial when it ended, y'all. And that's only half of it, child. It's messing with my head even thinking about the situation. So I'm going to just leave it at that. We don't need to keep talking about what he said. But he just walked off like, okay, good job, fist bump. And I'm like, okay, thank you for your questions. Have a great day. And I was like, this man, I'm from Memphis, so it ain't this man. This man didn't even tell me his name or nothing. Or, hi, Nurse D, nice to meet you. I wanted to ask you the question, how are you having a practice? That's how he started. And it's like, I don't know. But when he walked away, I was like, he didn't even, that's not a client. That's not somebody I can coach. That's not somebody that is even remotely interested in what I do. They're just interested in the fact that you can't do what you're doing because you can't do that good thing. So some people allowing themselves to be used, okay? And you have to recognize that it's not about the person. The battle is not with the flesh and blood, right? The battle is not with him. The battle is not with the whole tribe of haters, the whole army of haters. The battle is with the negative forces, y'all. Whenever something good is going forth, there will be a pull. There will be an opposing force. There is always negative for the positive, y'all, okay? So when these type of things happen, it is not the person that we are annoyed with. It's the recognition that, yo, this is it. This is it. We flying high. Because when you flying high, there will always be that opposing force like, you can't do that. How dare you? How dare you? Who's letting you do this? So again, don't be the one letting yourself be used, okay, by the negative forces. Don't be the one full of the negative energy, the negative funky pot, I call it. Don't be that person, okay? Do not be that person. And if you are not that person, do not let that person bring you down, okay? Because that is your own issues with the fact that it's difficult to see elevation and congratulate. So I know y'all are not like this because I've been reading the comments as I'm running my mouth. Thank you for saying you're doing great. I appreciate that. Hey, Malcolm. Oh, I didn't even see you join. What up, though? Hi, Malcolm. Malcolm's a nurse practitioner. Like the men said, are you a nurse practitioner? Malcolm is a nurse practitioner. That's my good friend. Who else on here? Yes. Thank y'all for joining. Hello. I see a lot of highs. Somebody said, if you don't know, you just don't know. Yeah, oh boy just didn't know. He didn't know, but he thought he knew. And he thought he was going to school me today, but he got read, okay? Who else? Beautiful. Thank you. Somebody said hello, beautiful and awesome. Thank you so much, y'all, for joining. I try to read the comments as they come, but you know, a lot of times I have scatterbrain, so my brain will just go off if y'all give me a comment, and then we'll be on a whole different topic. So that's why I just keep running my mouth like y'all commenting. But I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And again, don't be the hater. Do not be the green-eyed hater. And it's gonna be some haters that might show up if they take the time to watch this whole video, because I know it's kind of long now. But they might be like, he was just asking a question. Haters defend haters. He was not just asking a question, he was allowing himself to be used, right, by the negative forces to try and step on my purpose path, to trip me up this morning, okay? And this is not just my purpose path. There are a lot of people that are on this path with me. A lot of new collaborations coming out, a lot of new things that I'm doing in collaboration with some big organizations. So not only is he stepping on my path, but he's stepping on the work of these big organizations that I'm working with. So he got to go, or he got to release that energy that's within him. So I hope and I pray that he's able to overcome his inquisitive envy, is what I call it, when somebody is envious, or, you know, wishing that wishing bad on you, but not wishing bad. It's just the type of person that's just like, can't see that you're able to do what you're doing. and they want to cut you down in what you're doing, but act like it's questions and they're being inquisitive. So I hope he gets what he needed this morning, and that he was satisfied, and that he leaves all the other people alone, because the other people are not going to be as sturdy on their walk and on their journey. And those type of situations, people coming up in your face when you're unexpected, can really throw you off. So I need y'all to put your armor on. Like I said in my last post, put your armor on. Go ahead and suit up, because the line of haters is strong, but the positive energy and the energy within you is stronger. Okay. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.